Hey everyone, it's Fun Around, and my name is Jordan, and I know this video is coming out super late, but I just wanted to get something out there because I want to continue working with Outlier and Props Madness to see if we can find good plays. So I found two of them that I like, and I have a lot of data to back it up. The very first one that I found that I'm not going to go with is Giannis over points. He has an amazing matchup versus the Wizards. He has great history versus the Wizards. The only thing that scares me is that minutes restriction he had yesterday, where he played the first 6 minutes of every single quarter. If there's news that comes out that Giannis is off that minutes restriction, then I believe his points over is an amazing play. But I was stuck with Baby Luka. I'm not going to say stuck with, but I had Baby Luka to myself from 2 a.m. to about 6 a.m. and I had to stay awake that whole time. And of course, I'm trying to like find plays like during it, but it just he just wasn't having it. So that's why this is coming out later, and it's probably the latest I've ever released a video. But hopefully, for the people who do see it, hopefully it does well for you and at least gives you something to think about. So you will see images that come up on the screen right here. That's from a data app called Outlier. There will be a link in the description for a 7-day free trial of Outlier. And you also see images that come up here. That's from something called Props Madness. They just gave me access to it, and I'm kind of using both of them to make plays and learning how to use the analytics from both of them to hopefully make better plays for all of us so we can make some money. So this very first play, it's a very popular one for me. The only time he has not hit this is when he got in bad foul trouble, and it's Jaylen Duren for a double-double at minus 145. He's going up against the Spurs, who the Spurs just played last night. They obviously lost Victor Wembanyama. He still went over last time they played with Victor Wembanyama there. They weren't good defensively against centers with Victor Wembanyama there, but now you take him out, and they kind of found a replacement with Bismack Biyombo, which kind of took me back to the Charlotte Bobcats days with him playing there. But he actually is only like 32 or something like that. He's still pretty young for being in the league for so long. But he played pretty well, but he couldn't play like a full game's worth of minutes, and the Spurs have a hole right there with the big man spot, and the Suns really struggled to find a guy who could stick with the small ball lineup. But when teams are playing small ball, if you have a dominant big, you can just torch them with that big and just continuously just get offensive rebounds, get putbacks, and alley-oops, all that stuff. You just can't stop it because you don't have the size, and you can just take advantage of that. So I'm gonna break down Jaylen Duren's points first. Spurs give up the 5th most points to the center position. That's clearly with Victor Wembanyama there. He has gone over 10 plus points in 15 out of the last 17 games. According to Props Madness that you see on the other side, they put him as a putback player. He gets most of his points on putbacks, like I had mentioned, and the Spurs are giving up the 10th most offensive rebounds in the past month. So putbacks are definitely going to be there. He's going to have opportunities to get offensive rebounds and just get those easy points. But on the zone chart there, you'll see he gets 100% of his points in the restricted area and just outside of the restricted area. And the Spurs were bottom 10 in the restricted area right there with giving up points. And now you just have Bismack Biyombo, which he is a good defender. He had some moments yesterday, but I can use Props Madness and filter to the bottom 10 teams that he has played with giving up points in the restricted area, and he's gone over in 16 out of 18 games this year with 10 plus points. So points looks really good. And then on the rebound side of things, Spurs give up the 5th most rebounds over the past month. Durant, he has 10 plus rebounds in 13 of the last 15 games. And then here on Props Madness, I can filter to teams who are bottom 10 with giving up rebounds, and he has gone over in 15 out of 18 games. So just really high hit rates here. I know it's just a lot of information, but just really high hit rates. So with the Detroit Pistons being fresher, Spurs still trying to figure out, how to play without Wemby there. I know they're going to try to play a lot of small ball. hopefully that's not enough to take Jaylen Duren off the court, and they just keep him out there and just torch him down low. And hopefully this forces the Spurs to try to put other bigs out there to counter Jaylen Duren. So I do like him for a double-double minus 145. Don't hate him for points plus rebounds as well. If you guys could, please like the video, and if you haven't, please subscribe to the channel. And since this is coming out so late, I'm just going to jump right into this next one that I found. And this next one, I took him before the break against the Kings. It's Zion Williamson over 23.5 points at minus 120. The Kings had no answer for Zion Williamson the couple days before when they had played him. And when he has matchups like this, where they don't have anyone that can guard him, specifically with his size, he just is relentless and just keeps attacking the basket over and over again. He played the Mavericks on January 29th. He had 29 points against them. Clearly that was before the Luka trade. So he's gone over in 7 out of the last 9 games. I know a lot of people say they don't trust Zion. He's on their ban list or whatever, but he has been playing well as of late. When he has the good matchup. And the Mavs, they will not have Anthony Davis. Obviously, Daniel Gafford's out, Derek Lively's out, and then Dwight Powell and PJ Washington are questionable. I looked up the starting power forward for the Mavericks, and it is 6'7", 203-pound Kessler Edwards. So if this is the matchup that Zion Williamson is going to have, a young 203-pound Kessler Edwards, he's going to attack as much as possible in the restricted area, which you'll see on here on the screen. He gets 97% of his points in that restricted area and just outside of the restricted area. Props Madness has him labeled as an isolation player, so he's getting the ball and he's just attacking on his own. And I see that as the path to victory here for Zion Williamson to get his points, and I don't know why they would not attack that weakness down low. So I checked. Since the Luka trade, the Mavericks are giving up the most field goals made in the restricted area in the entire league. They're really struggling there, and this is just Zion Williamson's wheelhouse. So I like him over 23.5 points, minus 120. So if you'd like to discuss lines further, I have a Discord. Link is in the description. You can hop on in there, talk about any sport that you would like, and people just posting their slips in there all day long. That is free. And then as far as a recap goes of the last video, I had Paolo Banchero over 23.5 points, and this was a mix with Outlier and Props Madness, so I felt good about some of the reads. Paolo Banchero, 23.5 points. He ended up with like 36 or something like that. He crushed it. Obi Toppin over 10.5 points plus assist. He didn't crush it, but he still hit it like all the data had shown, was pointing to an over. And then I had Stephon Castle over 13.5 points. He had the opportunities there. He ended up with 10, just 2 buckets short, but he came out of the break just really cold. He's 4 for 12 shooting. Saw a lot of shots just wide open, like floaters and stuff. It just was not dropping for him. So I was projecting him to get more minutes and more volume with Victor Wembanyama out. It was there. He just didn't have it that night. And then one that a lot of people got upset about. People get more upset when an under misses than when an over. You go under on the over. I had Zaire Williams under 9.5 points against the Cavaliers. He ended up with 7 in the first half, and then he did not make a field goal in the entire second half. The only points that he got was he got fouled for a 3-pointer, and he made all 3 free throws. And then there was a blowout, and he got taken off the court late. So he hooked. He just got 10 points. So it's not like it was the worst worst read in the world or anything like that. The read was that he was getting 24 minutes a game, taking 6 shots a game, and he ended up playing the most minutes for the Nets. So there's a rotation change and all that, and he still just ended up hooking with going over by 0.5. So I'm not upset with the read or anything like that. It's not like he dropped 20 on them, but a loss is a loss. So it was just 2 for 2 yesterday, and this is just a quick video to get out to you guys. So get this edited and get it out to you. God bless you all. It's fun around. My name is Jordan. I will catch you on the next one. Bye.